Okay, so let's take a look at a couple of the key players and key matchups in this weekend's game, Shaun. And first up in our head-to-head, we've got the interior lineman, Ed Oliver, going up against Ben Bredesen. Oliver had a career-high 9 tackles in a game earlier this year against Jacksonville. And man, is he having a breakout season. He's had at least part of a sack in 4 of Buffalo's first 5 games. He's tied for the NFL lead with 9 tackles for a loss. And he also is tied for 4th with 9 quarterback hits. For Bredesen, this is quite a challenge.
Ed Oliver is a great player. He's got an exceptional motor. Very quick off the ball, is strong, good change of direction. So, he's somebody that we're going to look out for, and it's going to be a good matchup.
He's part of the new breed of defensive tackle, which, is a little bit more slender, not a 335 or 340-pound nose tackle. How difficult is it to go up against one of those types of guys when a lot of the league is going to the bigger defensive tackles?
Yeah, obviously, there's a different challenge that comes with some of the bigger defensive tackles or one of the quicker ones. Both have their strengths and things that you need to capitalize on. Like I said before, Ed's a great player with a great motor and great get-off, so it's going to be a good challenge for us.
Well, look, for Ben Bredesen, he knows he's got his hands full with Ed Oliver, who likes to build everything off of power. So whether Bredesen's playing center or playing guard, he's going to be matched up against Ed Oliver. They really like him as the wide 3 technique, so he'll be mostly going up against the guard in that capacity. But you mentioned the sacks and the tackles for a loss. This is an every down defensive lineman. This is not just a pass rush specialist. You see the 4 sacks on there, and he had a monster game against Jacksonville. He actually had a sack on Trevor Lawrence, sack force fumble. As much as he has the same exact measurements as Aaron Donald, he's much more of a power and bull rush guy than he is kind of flip the hips and beat you around the edge. But the thing that really shows up on tape, Paul, is his motor. It never stops. His feet never stop. His hands never stop. A lot of these stats that you're seeing right here, these are hustle plays. He does a great job of fighting off blocks. There was a play against the Miami Dolphins where he basically just took the guard and shoved him in the backfield a number of times, ran down the line, had a big hit on the running back. So this is a big challenge for the Giants offensive line. I know Ben Bredesen is looking for a bounce back game. And the biggest thing is you have to stay on Ed Oliver. Don't think the play is over. You've got to play through the echo of the whistle.
Yeah, make sure you keep your hat on a hat. In fact, Bredesen allowing 1 sack this year. Only allowed 1 sack last year in the 11 games that he played. So he's been one of the Giants' most effective pass protectors while he's been in the lineup. We go to our next head-to-head matchup. And again, we stay in the interior of the line of scrimmage with Mitch Morse against Dexter Lawrence. Morse in his 9th season. Last year, he finally made his first Pro Bowl. Remember, he started with Kansas City, Shaun, before he went to Buffalo. Second in the NFL are the Bills when running directly up the middle at 5.5 yards a carry, which means that Dexter Lawrence is going to have to really gobble up that run.
We're all looking for a big game from Dexter Lawrence, and I know he's still looking for his first sack of the season. Those kind of come in bunches, as we all know. But I think when you look at this matchup, Paul, him against Mitch Morse, Dexter Lawrence outweighs him by at least 50, maybe 60 pounds. So this is definitely a mismatch in the Giants' favor. Mitch Morse, as you can see, rocking the number 60. Looks very stealth right there. That's the best number ever for the center, in case you're wondering. He's a very good technician. He's not great against power. Power over his head, he struggles with. I know I'm very familiar with that aspect of it. But if you can get somebody head up on him, and the bull rush is one of the toughest things for him to handle, he does a great job with his hands, but he does struggle in that capacity. So I would look for the Giants to find a way to get Dexter head up in the zero nose, as we call it. And one of the things that we've seen from Dexter Lawrence already this season, he took Tyler Biotish, the center for the Dallas Cowboys, on one of his quarterback pressures and just opened him up like a beer can, just pried him right open with that inside arm. So I think this is a big opportunity for Dexter Lawrence to have a monster game.
Now, even if he gets by Morse, Josh Allen, he is a load to try to bring down in the backfield. By the way, Morse has not been called for a holding penalty in 25 consecutive games. Now, if Lawrence can give him trouble, maybe we'll see some laundry on the ground.
Yeah, I think we call that Morse code. You're flying under the radar.
Indeed. Yeah. That'll do it for this edition of Head to Head.